think I'm live. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday evening or Sunday morning if you're on the other side of the planet. Hope you're having an amazing weekend. And I'm back. We had a 5-hour session this morning, so it was just a couple hours ago. And so we are back for more messages from Spirit, and I'm excited to see what comes through. But before we get into that, we will, of course, because it's February 1st, I do have 5 more Zen Cricket monthly YouTube channel memberships to give away. Before I do that, I want to give everyone an opportunity, if you haven't already, to switch on your gifting option. If you're not sure how to do that, there's a little video here that will tell you how to make sure it's switched on, because that's the only requirement, is to have that on. And then I push a little button. YouTube and Spirit decide who those individuals are. So I'll give you time here as I blab about some other stuff for a minute, and then we'll pull the winners. And speaking of winners, we have one more drawing coming up on Monday for the chance at winning a personal recorded reading from me. And this link is the link to the 2025 energy forecast readings. And all you have to do is watch one of those. And within the video, it tells you what you need to do to enter this drawing. It'd be the final winner. We've pulled 4 already one each week. And so this will be the last one to end out this drawing. And we'll see if we'll have other drawings. I like giving away stuff. Got away from it a little bit last year. So boom, boom, boom. We are getting back into things. Also, if you didn't see the little trailer coming in this evening, I also have a Crazy Zens super sale where celebrating my birthday month here in February. I slashed prices on a few of my personal recorded readings, which include all of my specialized readings, which are past life readings, birthday readings, relationship readings. There's like 6 different types of relationship readings, life purpose readings. I think those are it. And then also my Hedges of Peace and Love, I have at $25 instead of $50, at least for the month of February. We'll see if we extend it or not, but it's going to be for sure for the month of February. So there's that. And then also we came out with a Zen Gate portal video this morning for tomorrow, 2/2. We have a Zen Gate portal every month, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. This one is the High Priestess portal. So it brings in a lot of water energy. If you want to know how to navigate that, and we have reading in there as well. So be sure to check that out if you feel so inclined. So hey, the super sale. You're so funny. Hey, Nelia. So shout out to Nelia. She's one of my YouTube channel members. You'll see their names in green with little badges. I think she's the only one here. And Just Blessings. Also, hello. So when I'm about to pick a winner, if you're interested, if you don't win, I do offer 2 levels of memberships. Zen Cricket's $2.99 a month. Praying Mantis is $7.99 a month. And on Fridays and Saturdays, my YouTube channel members get prioritization after donations. I'll talk about the process here in a sec. But also, we meet during the week. So on Wednesdays, we do have this at least a 2-hour session for free readings, where we do tarot readings, oracle readings, past life readings, talk about astrology, Q&A, whatever we want to talk about. And then on Thursdays, my Praying Mantis members, that higher level, they get their own special night of a couple hours. And then after my Friday and Saturday night sessions, like after this one, and then on Sunday afternoon, I spend about an hour or so with them as well. And all my YouTube channel members do get advanced access to all the videos I'm putting out. I won't put them all out here this evening, but if you go to my main page at the top, it says new for 2025 because every month we have a new moon reading, a full moon reading when the sun moves into a different sign. We've got weekly Zen Bites, which are small videos every Friday talking about how to maintain our Zen or come back to our Zen. We've got the Zen Gates, and then we have the Quest portal, not the Quest portal, Quest videos each month too, which is stepping through how we can get to know our elemental guardian angels or our guardians. And we've got four of those elemental spirit guides, is what I was trying to say. Every human gets four that are part of our spiritual team. And getting to know them, they help coordinate all the four different areas of our life: the mind of air, and emotions of heart, the energy and spiritual energy of the fire, and then the physical world of the earth energy. So we have each one of those videos, and we had last month's was, which was just yesterday, January, was the Night of Air, the Quest of the Wind Horse. I will post that one here because there's a lot of great information in there. It's kind of like a podcast in a way because we talk about the air energy, the journey of our mind energy, what the quest is about, how we can, and tools, how we can connect to and empower our thoughts. And then we get to know, we talk about how to get to know your air elemental spirit guide. And then this month will be the Knight of Cups, water, which is the Ocean Rider. That'll be coming out around the 17th, somewhere around there. It's on a Monday, normally, whatever Monday is around the 17th. But I do put out a lot of free content, so I want to make sure you guys know about all that. So, blah, blah, blah. All right. So, you ready? Let's center ourselves and say, all right, Spirit, who do you want to win the 5 more? We pulled 5 this morning, so I just have 5 left. And here we go. Gift 5 now. So we'll see who is the winner. It's starting. Dun, da, da, da. So we've got Scorpio 11. I'm sorry, Scorpio. Yeah, 1180. We got Lady A, Jashan, Rising Phoenix, and Soul Meets Zoe. So congratulations, you 5. Let me grab that for my records here. Wow, that is loud. I forgot I turned up my volume earlier. Chink, chink. All right, let me turn that down. All right. So, congratulations. I'm excited. All right. Now, how the free readings work, of course, if you're welcome, all my Zen friends. I'd even say, like, hello, 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 hello. Glad to have you guys here. And if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome. We got plenty of room for more Zen friends. And we are a great group of souls here with great senses of humor and huge hearts. So, welcome. The free readings, how they work, we do go down in order, first come, first serve, down the chat. There is no special list or anything. The chat is the list, and we just go down in order. First come, first serve. If I do have any donations, I do honor that energy exchange. And I step outside of the free readings, dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those too. And then once I'm done, I return back, and my YouTube channel members, any free readings get second priority. And then if I have time left over, I do jump into other free readings as well. I stayed on extra long this morning. I just was in the flow, and that's why we were on for 5 hours. We finished all readings, all donations, all free readings, everything, which is not normal. So we celebrate. Maybe it's because it's my birthday month. I don't know. Something spawned within me like an alien. I don't know. um, but anyway, I don't forget what I was talking about now. But anyway, um, oh yeah, so that's how the process works. To make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description box of the video. I do have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. I don't have a set dollar amount. Whatever you give from your heart is the perfect amount. I know everyone's finances and cost of living is different across our nation, across the world. So, whatever you feel you would like to do. All right. I'm gonna also continue to use this. This is the Witch of the Forest Tarot Magic Deck. So this is the tarot deck we'll be using this evening. And we do have some donations, so we will jump in. Let me just move some stuff around here and have space here. All right. So up first, we have Rocky's World. So thank you, Rocky, for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. You want to know, how does JP currently feel about you? All right, we'll see what their energy is here. Let's get this energy flowing. All right, so let's tap into JP's emotional center and see what their feelings are towards you right now. All righty. What do we have going on here? It's interesting that you got 2 cards and 3 cards and 1 card, which it might feel like things are out of order, right? Because usually it's 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1, but when you got 2, 3, 1, you're like, wait a minute, something's not out of place here, or something's not in the. It doesn't feel like everything is in the right place. You got the King of Wands as the energy underneath the surface. King of Wands, is about passion, is about bridled passion, though. It's not like the Knight of Wands, which is like a, you say it's like a horny little chihuahua going around humping people's legs, like a young prince that has no self control. The king is, um, like I said, bridled, it's controlled. They know what's appropriate and when it's, okay to exert passion and when it's not. There also is an energy of trying to figure things out. The King of Wands is like the Emperor, where they've got a large group of people around them in advisors in their throne room, telling them, what should be done with the kingdom, the blah, 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 all these opinions and advice. But at some point, the king and emperor, say, all right, thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. You can clear the throne room. I'm the emperor. I'm the king. I'm going to decide. And then they take everyone's opinions into consideration, but they're like, what do I want? And then they choose and they put energy behind action. And I feel like they're in that process of trying to figure out, what is it that I want? And so that's kind of some stuff that's bubbling in there. Let's see what else we have here. That was the bottom of the deck. And then we have, yeah, we've got the King of Swords with this energy of, all the King of Swords, all the kings get a second portion of swords behind them. So the King of Swords gets double mental energy, which can be great at communicating and great at intelligence and learning and perspectives and things like that, but can also overthink things, right? And I kind of feel like with that water sign type of energy coming in here, and we got the 7 of Cups, which is the 7 of Cups is a lot of different emotion, a lot of different things coming in here. But I almost feel like water bear energy. I'm not sure if they're Aquarius or they have Aquarius moon or an air moon, but it just feels like their mind really can contain their emotions and kind of be compartmentalized, where they put them in a nice little Tupperware, you know, they burp it so it stays fresh, and they have a place in their heart that's refrigerated where they keep all their emotions cool and fresh for the asking, but don't feel like they just have their emotions that just flow from them. So with you asking, it's probably because you're like, I think they have a pulse. I think they have a heart in there. I think they, because you're picking up on emotions. I feel like you're very empathic. You pick up on emotions and you're like, I swear there's stuff in there, but why isn't it being expressed? And it's because they compartmentalize and kind of keep things contained, as part of, and I don't feel like it's out of fear so much. I just feel like it's part of their energetic astrological makeup of their birth chart of why they do that and how they do that, right? Sorry, his messy coworkers. Yeah. So so you're like, okay, so you get it that, there is that kind of energy that's there. Let's see what else we have here. All right. All right. Well, maybe I spoke too soon on that there's stuff going on. They but I don't feel like there's fear. I feel like they've had a lot of experiences. They have the 5 of cups, which is about focusing. Oh, okay. They had, and this is either like a grandmother or mother or sister or aunt. They had someone, maybe a couple around them growing up that were very emotional individuals. They were, um, kind of almost came across as emotionally unstable, where they would, just have great expression of emotion, usually in the lower vibrational kind, which caused them to distance themselves from emotion because it was not healthy for them as a child growing up. And I'm feeling like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, like that whole period of time, uh, whoever was around them during that time. And there was a lot of, they grew up with a lot of conflict because of it, with the 5 of swords, and a lot of lies and deceit and not telling the truth here. So this is the environment that they had around them, to where they kind of just learned to detach from it all, because it's like when you're around situations where um like they put pickles on your burger and they weren't supposed to, and they throw it out the wall and they get upset at home, and it's like everything is extreme, not just like huge impactful things are extreme. It's like everything is extreme. You just don't have a measurement of, it's like emotion is always at a 10. There's nothing less when you're interacting with these individuals. You learn to tune it out. And so they've grown up with that. And kind of feel like there's just that kind of energy that's there, if that makes sense. Just a little background to understand all of this. And when you're asking, all right, but how do they feel about me? I just feel like all of this needs to be said so that you can be like, well, if I know there's emotion deep down in there, but I just feel like it's muted where they aren't hearing their emotions. And it's kind of that thing. Does that make sense? Let's see what we have here. We have the Page of Pentacles, and I like this energy of how they feel about you. They do feel like you are an opportunity, a new opportunity for growth. And I like this. This is both Venus and Mars. Um, no, sorry, Venus and Mercury. I can always get confused with the little one. That's the Mercury, the antennas. Mars is the arrow. But there is this communicating of Venus and communication of love. And I feel like they look at you and they're like, wow, I could maybe learn about emotion with you. It's like when I'm tapping into this energy of them, I feel like they feel like safe with you. And I like that because, there is that, it's necessary to have this safe zone to be able to go, might want to, and this is how tentative they are, I might want to experience emotion with you. And you're like, well, duh, but when you realize all of that is there, you realize, oh, wow, this is actually a much bigger deal. Yeah, much bigger deal than you can imagine, right? You can't seem to get near them without his coworkers getting involved. Interesting. And that is this protective shield. It's wow. It's like they can sense, oh, because of drama, right? Well, that makes total sense. But there's like this uh protection, right? He's surrounded himself by very protective people, and they do protect him and they do watch out, and but these people are also I don't want I want to say they want him for himself, uh but not in that same way. But it's like they're like, no, we don't want them hurt, we don't want them, and so there's like they're the protective voice around it, right? The protective shield, not protective voice, but they're I'm it's like he gleans energy from them. It's like the emotional energy that he will accept from them, but they don't require a whole bunch from him. Everybody wants him. They're probably right. but um but they're also very protective of it. So that maybe that is the energy of um we want him for ourself, and we've been working hard on mining into their heart. You're not going to just bypass us all. We've been putting in the work, damn it. Who do you think you are? Get in line, But there's an interesting almost codependence between them and all those people around them, because over time the amount of emotion that he'll accept from them, um and they, like I said, they don't expect a whole lot from them yet, but it's interesting. But they do feel like you're different from all of them because you do approach things differently, and I don't know. So, as far as approaching them, I'm just gonna dig a little bit because I just wondering if truly you want to experience that, which after hearing all of that, do they match your energy? Maybe they're just hot. Rocky? Let's take a look here. Mm. But busted. But you got the Knight of Pentacles, which is a slow, slow journey to be able to offer them that. But I feel like the Page of Cups is going, with your self-love and where you're at, um, something to be aware of. One, we can fall for people because of your empathic ability, and you can pick up on the possibilities of who someone could be, doesn't mean they're gonna be that. So look at who someone is, not who someone could be, because there's no guarantee they're gonna change. The other thing to maybe contemplate and see if it resonates is, if are you attracted to fixer-uppers? Do you like stray puppies? Uh, do you like that feeling of being a hero? It's like, yeah, this feels like, and I can relate because it got to a point in my life where I realized when the relationships I chose, when yeah, right? I know it's hard to it's sometimes we don't realize it because it's just we're so attracted to someone, and we're like and it got to the point where I would tell someone, "Wow." And they're like, "What?" I go, "You must really have had a rough life." And they're like, "Why do you say that?" And I go, "'Cause I'm really attracted to you." And sure enough, boom. There they go. And we realize later, right? You're like, realize later that you're like, the more we raise our love vibration, the more our self-love rises. Things that used to attract me now they don't attract me, they repel me, you know? If someone was like, "Yeah, I had this really rough time, and this person, they broke up with me," that I'm like, "Oh, come here, I will take you in, and we'll make it all better." You know? Now, when it's like, "I've had a really, really" I'm like, "Oh, I don't wanna be someone's father, or mother, or caregiver." I'm like, I want someone who doesn't need me, that just wants me, you know? So, I feel like you can also consider that spirit was keeping you away from them. You know, sometimes we need those spiritual best friends who, when they see someone walking towards us in a bar, and we're like, "Oh my god, they're the total person I would go for," and they're like, "Nope." Oh my god. Oh my god. His inner child wanted to pick him up, and you're like, "I'm not your mama. You go you have," and that's the whole thing, it's beautiful, right? That we're the only ones that can pick up our inner child and hold it and allow it to feel safe, and that safety we were talking about, that makes total sense, that they feel safe around you, and it's like they would be like, "Well, you may be someone that I might wanna kinda maybe try having emotion with," and you're like, "Whew, no, I'm not gonna be your training wheels. You go, be you, and I'm going to continue on my adventure." Yeah. Yay! Yeah, I love that. So it's like, okay, so it's time to I kind of feel like Spirit is saying just release that and realize it for what it is, recognize, yeah, um, for them who they are right now, but who I think they could be, it's like, nah, I don't feel, with everything they've gone through and everything, it's gonna be a long time. That Knight of Pentacles, it would take a long time for them to open up and for things to progress and all that, and you ain't got time for that. You're not getting any younger. I'm just kidding. It cracked me up, 'cause, you don't realize how old you get. I'm about to turn 58 in, in about 11 days, and I'm like, "How am I almost 60 years old?" I feel like I'm still 25, but, we went grocery shopping yesterday with my host, and she's like, "We should come on, during the week to go shopping like this all the time," and I go, Because your people are here." I go, "What do you mean?" She goes, "The elderly," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna teach your dog to kill you in your sleep." Yeah, there you go. You're like, "You just turned 40, right?" And it's like, yeah, let's just, you don't need fixer-uppers anymore, and it's good. You mean, you've been doing really good about trying not to fall for that and draw to that, but when you realize you deserve to have someone who it's like you deserve a house that's so beautiful you can move into it, not before we move in, we have to rip out the carpets and repaint everything and fix the electricity and fix some leaks and piping and then we need to put the new roof on. We need to do it's like, it's too much work. I just want to move into something that's move in ready. So I feel like you have a lot of um, tripwires or whatever that have gone off going, yeah, this seems like too much work. This love should be easier than this. And you're right. But it starts with our self-love, right? Because all of our relationships are reflective of the love that we have for ourselves, right? We can't give more love than we have for ourselves. We can't receive more love than we have for ourselves. So I like that. So hopefully that helps, Rocky. I know that's not the well, that's an interesting reading, but I feel like it was very important to know all that backstory because it's like, yeah, I want to I want to be with someone where it's an easy reading that comes out. They love you. Ah, great. Not well. Let me tell you, it's like they're showing me um this every once in a while I watch on YouTube, there's this guy that goes to shelters, finds dogs that are um, afraid and different things, and he shows how you can, um, that we can, um, you know, uh, make it easier and whatever. But they always talk about the backstories of the dog, and sometimes you're like, "Wow, that poor puppy," and it's like, I don't. I just I don't want a puppy, with a long backstory of that. I just want them, I want an unconditionally loving puppy, not one that used to work, live on a ninja farm, So I like that for you, Rocky. So thank you again for your donation and many blessings. Much love to you. I'm so glad you have a great sense of humor. Nelia, stop. All right. So let us jump to you, Nelia. We got Nelia triple threat. Um, Let me take a look here at some timestamps. And then we'll have Michelle and then Maria, I believe. Let me check timestamps again. Toot, 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 toot. Yes. And then June, and then Miss K, and then Moonlight. So thank you guys so much. You're so nice. All right. So let's jump in. First, the birthday cake. Yay! And thank you for that donation. So you want to know, will Canada have an early election? If so, when? And should Canada be worried with all the high taxes? Will Pierre, uh, we'll just call him Pierre so I don't murder the last name, be the next prime minister? Ooh, okay. I know, getting into some politics, government. All right. Sorry, let me just chew the rest of my cough drop there. All right. So, number one, based on current energies, will Canada have an early election? If so, whoa, when? And should Canada be worried with all the high taxes? And will Pierre be the next prime minister? All right. Interesting. All right. What is this? All right. An extra card. All right. So, and I know you're asking out of curiosity, but Spur just wants you to know, of course, with the strength card being the underlying energy on the bottom of the deck, that you have all the strength to get through whatever comes. We're very resilient humans. People say a lot during these times over the last 5 years, right? Since the plague and everything else, and all the political uprising and division and blah, 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 that appears to be going on, is reported to be going on, that, oh my gosh, this is the worst time in history. This is nothing compared to the past. We are so at peace compared to when there was world wars, way back when, there was a lot of disease and plague and bloodshed and people taking over countries all the time and prisoners and massive slaves everywhere. And Um, I mean, there was a lot that has happened in humanity, and this is a drop in the bucket compared. So some things that we've had, it's just not normal for us in for this human character. But if we tap into our past lives, we're like, oh yeah, we got this. We're resilient, powerful individuals, and I like this energy that's coming in here with that, right? Attacks too much for entertainment purposes, but not really. Yeah. And there's free, free you guys have free medical care and um but when it comes down to it all, I mean, we're so blessed, and we'll probably talk about that when we come to the, you know, should we be worried about high taxes? It's like we've got electricity and running water and refrigeration and heating and air conditioning and internet and cars and gasoline and this and that. We got so much that we can be grateful for that some people are glad they have a meal a day, and the meal is a ball of rice and maybe some soup, you know, and we're like, wow, um, but we'll probably talk about that. But let's jump in. So, will Canada have an early election? We've got the Queen of Wands here, which is a movement and progression energy. So, I do feel like there will be an early election. I do feel like there's some powers that be that are looking to push that through. When will it be? We've got 7-7. So, I'm not sure when your election was going to be. But with the chariot card, that's the power of choice and movement. And with 7-7 coming up here, it's a very spiritual number. And yeah, what day is July 7th? Is that a election day a date? But it definitely feels like with the 7 of Swords that there is some, say, misinformation, but some information that's being withheld from the public, around it. Um, it's like I feel like they know already, they just haven't communicated it, and they're holding it back on purpose, um, because there's just something afoot, you know? And they feel like it's just best that the public doesn't know yet until they get things going, with things there too. So interesting energy coming in here. October 25th is to be the election. Oh, October 25. So maybe, yeah, he stepped down. So I feel like they might even have something come out earlier, but something significant will be announced. I feel like around July 7th, 7-7, whatever day that is, but it feels substantial there. And then you wanted to know. Oh, yeah. So the high taxes. Yeah. So I feel like we have the Eight of Cups, which is about leaving behind emotions that don't serve us, and the Six of Swords, which is moving from choppy waters to calmer waters, leaving old ways of thinking behind, moving into new ways of thinking. So I feel like that is part of that energy of, leave around the emotions of fear and focus on gratitude. That helps change things. The more we're grateful for, the more we draw in things that resonate with that, right? If we focus on worrying about taxes and higher taxes, guess what we get? More taxes. We get more of what we're fearing because we're calling it to us. It's like seeing a wolf walk by and go, "Oh my God, whatever, wolf, don't come near me. I don't want you here. Wolf, go away." And they're like, "What? You want me? What are you saying?" And we're drawing it to us. if we would have just went like, nope, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to focus on something else. I'm going to draw that to me instead of that. So I like that energy there. It's a good reminder of how grateful we are because we're taught to focus on what we fear and what's going wrong or what we're perceiving is going wrong when everything is always unfolding for us for our adventure, right? And it's trusting the universe with that. Yeah, right. Yeah. And it is, sometimes we do get drawn into that, right? Because our inner child, we get caught off guard, our little inner child feels unsafe and out of control. And then we get into this fight or flight reaction. And then boom, there we go, right? Right. And then is Pierre going to win? Is Pierre going to win? I don't think so. Or going to be the next prime minister because we've got the Five of Pentacles, which is lack, and we got the Five of Cups, which is sorrow. And we've got an ending and a new beginning. So I feel like it's going to be someone else that becomes prime minister with those cards. And then last, you had this card that came in here. Yeah, the Ten of Pentacles, fullness of life, abundance. And that's what happens. I mean, regardless of what's going on the outside, when we're focusing on gratitude and for what things just unfold. Things are just wonderfully, wonderfully blissful when I'm at bliss on the inside. And when I'm in conflict on the inside, I will see a lot of conflict in the outside because we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. And it's just important for us to realize that and go, I am the author of my fate. And even when, and this is the thing to realize is that everyone is experiencing their world in their own way, right? Yeah, stop watching the news, maybe. Yeah, controlling how much. And it's okay to look at darkness. This is what I think it was RuPaul. Actually, I saw it because they asked him about all of the stuff that's going on. And they're like, it's okay to stare at to look at darkness and realize it's there, but don't stare at it. And I love that. We can be like, okay, but if all I'm doing is doom scrolling and watching a lot of the news, it's okay to kind of tap in and go, okay, I see what's going on. But whatever we focus on the most is what grows for us, right? But I was going to say is that bringing me the example back in when at one point in my career at the last company I worked with before I left and started pursuing my own dream. I worked in customer service, and they opened an IT help desk in our center. We were the redundant one, or the second one. They chose our site for it, and they were hiring managers for IT and all that. And I had no IT background, no degree, and all that kind of stuff. But they were hiring one manager for with customer service experience because they wanted to bring in that. Um, the experience of being a manager already at the company and then customer service. I'm like, that's cool. So I applied and, you know, um, didn't think I'd get it. I was like, my management and stuff, they were like, yeah, go for it. We'll allow you because I hadn't met like certain criteria to stay for the job that I'd gotten. But they were like, this is a one in a lifetime chance. We'll make an exception. Go apply. And I did, and whatever, and they gave me the job, and so I ended up with it was me and then, um, my boss and 2 other of my peers. They all had IT background degrees, experience, and everything else, and, um, we had a big shift in the department where they were downsizing and eliminating positions, um, and, um, the big boss, she actually was in our center, which would be my boss's boss. Well, they eliminated my boss's position and they um, gave the other two different positions, lower positions somewhere else, and they kept me as the manager without any experience. Now, had I had this thing of like, well, I'm going, and I go, if you guys need me to go back to customer service, I will. And my boss's boss, who then became my direct boss, she was like, no, uh, we want to keep you. And I'm like, why on God's green earth would you choose me over all them? But that was not for me to say. And that's the whole thing when we look at everyone else might be going through things, but if we step in and are just like, I'm going to be fine either way, we are, and it's amazing energy. So, anyway, all that to say that. All right. So that was your first one. Second one is your little halo sticker. So thank you for your second donation. And you want to know anything or anyone coming towards you and anything new that you need to know. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's take a look here. Let's start with anyone. I feel like that is the biggie. And anything new that, whoa, I guess you need another card over there. Oh, okay, thank you. What else? Anything. And I feel like you get that one and that one too. All right. Sorry, let me take a sip of my little tea. I talked for 5 hours, so I think my vocal cords want to rest. Bottom energy, you have this 9 of Wands coming in here. 9 of Wands can represent like a blockade, an energy, something holding you back, but it's holding something, it's holding new things back from coming in with this 9 of Wands. I feel like we'll understand more as we look at each of the little stacks here, because I feel like they're saying, yeah, because underneath that you even have the Page of Swords, so there's some clarity that they want to bring for you around these things that are keeping things away. So what's keeping new person coming towards you, and what they want you to know about new person coming towards you is here. So yeah, you have the 9 of Cups, another 9, hermity energy here. And with the 9 of Cups coming in, well, that makes total sense that they're matching up the 9 to the 9, because they're telling you this is what's holding things back. And you've been working on your self-love and raising your self-love, but it's really about a significant turn inward and upward will allow the conduits, the dams to open so that the flood of love energy can come in, because it starts here, right? And so they're saying that there is importance on focusing in on that self-love, because we could talk about earlier, you can't love other people more than you love yourself, nor receive love from others more than you love yourself. I learned that a lot in my relationships, because it was like they were all mirrors showing me how I felt about myself, and I realized, wow, how, because I used to say that all these individuals don't respect me, when I realized I didn't have self-respect because I was giving myself away. Um and that's low self-respect is like low self-worth, right? They were showing me how I felt about myself, and we really train everybody on how to treat us by how we treat ourselves. So there's this great focus they want you to have on how you treat yourself and how you love yourself and the things you do for yourself, and we don't realize it, because I was like, I have self-respect. And then Spirit was like, well, you usually give up your life for the other person. And I'm like, oh, you're right. I guess that isn't self-respect, and self-love, you know. Like how you eat. Are you eating like you love your body? No. Fine, But I like this focus because when you do that, you know, you have the Tower card here about people, and you've had people removed out of your life that no matter match to your energy, and then also to make space for those that are matching your energy and are more in alignment with who you are, and to clear the path to have you be able to move forward. And this will help clear the path to help people come towards you too, right? Yeah, and the King of Wands is saying that you have the power. You're the only one that has the ability to change that. Your energy is what will draw people in, and that also has to do with where we focus our energy, right? Like if I focus on all the jerks in my life who never brought me, the stuff, blah blah blah, whatever, then I'm just going to draw in people that match that, and kind of this barrier that's been up has also been giving you time to focus on gratitude. Like, what do you love about people in your life? If you're looking for a love in your life, what have you loved about those lovers in your life, right? And even what you love about people, because the more you focus on what you love about those things, that opens that conduit that allows that match of that energy to come in. So I like that. And you have the Page of Pentacles. So you do have some new opportunities meet people coming up. And yeah, and the Seven of Pentacles is realizing, it's on one side, it's the patience card. The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit, but it's also this recognition that the fruit that I got in the past had worms in it, and I don't want to eat that fruit anymore. You're like, no, thank you. I want a different type. So it's about changing, not doing what we've always done, because we'll always get what we always got, right? But changing things that we draw in those. And so there is a little pocket of weightiness. But the more you focus in on those, the more that will draw it in faster too. So I like that for you. I feel like that's the energy that they want you to focus on right now with people. For new situations coming in, again, the energy impacts us in every area. The Five of Wands is about transforming our energy into, instead of focusing on what we feel we want or we need or we hate or we fear will come in or fear won't come in, all that energy repels the things that we want and draws in the stuff we don't want. But that gratitude is such an important energy. It's just the attractor. And the more we're grateful for all the stuff, all the events, all the situations, the better for us, because we just draw in things that match that. If I focus in on the, rehearse and nurse, bad things we perceived as bad and painful and uncomfortable, guess what? Order up. I didn't mean to hit order again on on that button. I wanted to delete it, but I said order 10. No. So, it's some important energy. You also have the Seven of Wands here, which is about not needing to defend what you want in your life and allowing things to come and not asking permission to shine, but shining bright, stepping forward. Even don't hold back on going to do things that you have passions about that, well, people wouldn't understand. It's like, go do it. They're like, but they think bowling is stupid. I don't know why we bring up bowling a lot, but bowling is stupid. And it's like, but I love bowling. Well, then go bowling. You're going to find people who love to bowl, if you go to those places. Or I want to go learn art, to paint, or I want to go learn to do some cuisine. It's go do, and follow your passion. So I like that. And you have the Page of Wands, all this Wands energy coming in here for events coming in. It's all about your energy. It's all about what you invest and what comes in here, right? And yeah, again, Don't let your fears stop you with the 3 of swords and the 5 of swords. Don't let the mind, um, veto the heart's passions and desires, right? Because it will. It will talk us out of, "Oh, no, 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 no. People will think that's weird." That's the kinda to our brain whispering. There are safety mechanism that's there to try to keep us safe, but safe can be boring too, I wanna go try to do something. And you do, you have the Empress energy overall with this, which is creativity, mother nature, mother nurture, follow your heart, rather than I like this kind of switch because you were asking, is anything coming towards me anything that I need to know? This is about um instead of waiting for people and things to come towards you, this is a action energy. All this wands fire energy is very masculine energy. It's step forward. No, you start heading towards things. Start heading towards people. Not, I am the mountain, everything comes to me, right? It's like, no, what are you heading towards? I like that energy because when we're focusing our energy and heading towards things we love, we're not investing energy towards those other things too, right? Yeah. And that's okay. When we have those times, don't beat ourselves up. We come down here to experience lower vibration on purpose. It's a giant amusement park full of fear rides. So we're going to have a lot of fear ride opportunities if we so choose. But at some point, we're like, after I ride that fear roller coaster 1,000 times, I'm ready to go get some, frozen yogurt and go sit in the Zen garden that's in the middle of the fear amusement park and watch the birds and the ducks and the fish in the little pond and, enjoy it, right? Yeah, I kinda don't believe in fake it till you make it because our energy, you can't fake our energy. Our energy is our energy, and we can try to fake it, but our energy always gives us away. Our energy always draws what it is to us, so we can't fake it with energy. It's like, it's gonna be here, and if we have emotion, feel it, right? Don't stuff it or suppress it. It's like, I'm gonna feel it. If I feel down, I know, like, I know the songs, the movies, different things that I can watch. If I'm feeling down and I wanna just feel that, I'll watch it and then, "Okay, that's done." You know? Or, the music to listen to when you're angry and you know, Rob Zombie, "When the bodies hit the floor." You're like, "That's right." And then you're like, "Okay, that's done." But feeling is okay, and we're not going to be at a high vibration all the time, but when we're done feeling a low vibration, we always have that choice. And we could do things if we're like, "I don't wanna feel low vibration." As little as possible, then we make changes, right? We realize what are the things that I surround myself with that assist me in feeling down, assist me in feeling that lower vibration. And then it's like, oh, I can change that stuff. Like after our elections here, after I was like, why am I so involved in this fear um, thing? It's like, well, because I'm following all this stuff on Instagram. I'm following all these channels on YouTube, and it's in my face. All these messages of, "Oh my god, what are they doing now? Oh my god!" And I'm just like, when I erased it all and unfollowed these things, again, you still get little blurbs in there, and that's okay. But I'm not. It's not my main diet. Mm. Yeah, yeah, that's a good way. I love that, Amelia. That's like smile. And like that's what I try to do in the morning when I wake up. I just try to smile and I'm grateful to all my spirit guides and the creator and spirit. And just like, thank you for another day of life. And if I don't feel like smiling, it's like fake it, right? There you go. How's that? Um, or laugh, fake laugh. Sometimes I'll just be like, ha 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 ha. And that makes me really laugh because I sound so ridiculous. But that is it immediately starts changing when you make a decision to smile, your power of choice is kicking in, right? I make a decision to laugh, even if I don't feel like laughing, no matter how ridiculous I make it sound. It's a choice and it activates energy. So I love that. Yeah, I love it. It's a great way to set the energy for the day, and you can zip off course and get grumpy about something. And when I realize I'm grumpy and I'm like, you know what? I felt enough of that. I'm gonna change my attitude. I'm gonna put on a joyful song or watch a comedy or do something that changes the energy, right? But it's choosing to change the energy. So I like that. All right. So that's what they have for that one for you. Hopefully that helps. Now, yeah, and then for your third one, your love in the eyes one. So thank you for that donation. Any true love messages for this year, your future true love, personality, what does he look like? Is he cute? Or anything spirit wants to tell you. All right. All right. Let's take a look here. So true love we'll never find in the outside world. The capital T true love, of course, is inward and upward. But the small t true love of the facade of humanity, we'll look at that. Kind of takes all the fun out of it, right? But anyway, so any messages around love for this year for you? Uh, let's see here. Okay, personality. And looks. Sorry, I did not mean to yawn. If you guys saw me, I'm like trying to hold it in. I'm like, I'm not breathing deep enough, evidently. Come on. Okay. And then anything spirit wants to tell you about the true love. Okay. So different lifetimes, we choose different love paths. Some of them we choose that we're going to have a fated marriage or fated relationships and different things. For you, I'm getting the 7 of cups on the bottom of the deck, which is that there's choices. So this gives me the energy that you don't have a chosen one, oh, this fated relationship that before we came down here, we agreed in this lifetime, it's gonna be you and me, baby. It's like, no, you wanted to come down here and just see all the possibilities of life, and there's all these, different like 7 different people that you could end up with depending on the path you take. Not, not gonna have a himum or, a harem of lovers. It's like you'll end up with one. You have the choice to end up with one. You don't have to end up with any of them if you don't want, but you do have, all these possibilities of lifelong partnerships that you'll meet and go forward on. So we like options. It's like a buffet. Hmm, which way do I wanna go, right? So let's talk about the personality. Well, here, any true love messages. Let's start there. Yeah. So, yeah, I like this. 3 major arcana. You have the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Hierophant, and you have the Tower. So, all of these messages about true love is, of course, with the Wheel of Fortune, it is about everything that happens in life happens for us, not to us. And so, and actually, the Tower card also, both of these are that message. Slightly different, but the same, because it is all about things are removed out of our life to make space for something that's in our alignment. It is happening for us. And the Wheel of Fortune is also about abundance and the wheels, fates turning um, and spinning. But the Hierophant tells you that there's capital T truths around love, that they seeing love from a higher perspective is makes the love journey so much more palatable, right? It doesn't seem so sour when we look at it, because when we're seeing love from a higher perspective, realizing that unconditional love in our high heart is what we long for, and it's not outside love. We're taught to try to look for it out here, but it falls short. We talked lately this morning and last night. Spirit was giving me a picture of a gas tank, going, our heart is like a vehicle, but it needs the fuel from above to fuel it and to fill it. The outside world gives us water to put in there, and water is not going to make our heart run. It's probably going to make it feel weird, and that's what happens. And when we see love from this higher perspective, that it doesn't make me full, it doesn't fill me up. It actually just makes me realize how much I'm missing, until I fill up on the inside and overflowing. Then the love on the outside starts to feel like above and beyond extra, right? That's the whole skippy doo dah of love, right? So I feel like it's important to know that there was this great I wish I could play it. It's on Instagram, but um there's this guy that was talking to an audience, and there was someone in the audience, and he was like, something that will blow all your minds is that the love that you felt when you were with someone didn't come from them. It came from inside you. You generated that loving feeling. They didn't generate it in you. You generated it because you liked how you felt. But you generate that, and you can generate that love with anyone. And it's like, because I knew when I realized at some point among my 5 longest term relationships that it was the same love. It just was expressed a little differently, but I felt the same inside. And I'm like, it's the same love. So it's not the person. It is happening in here. So it's an amazing awareness when it comes to that, right? So let's talk about personality. So based on your choices and your energy today, the trajectory that you're on, you are heading towards one of the 7. And we're going to talk about that, right? Now, if you like this, then you stay on the trajectory. If you're like, "Meh," then there might be an alteration you do to go, and you'll end up heading towards one of the other 7, right? So we're going to talk here about the one that you're on trajectory for right now, if you don't go off course. All right. So personality first. All right. Well, 4 of Wands, a very peaceful individual, peace of mind. So they're not. I feel like they just have a very steady mind, and so they're not like easily over the place. Just very solid there. I'm got the 10 of Pentacles, so that's someone that has a full life in the outside world. So it is a feeling of um, stability and fullness. You got the Full card coming in, which is someone who's gone through um, like a huge part of a huge cycle in their life. They completed it, and they're on this new adventure. So they could have like changed jobs, like they did something all their life, like I was a lawyer, and then but I realized that was enough of that, and now I'm a physical therapist, or a massage therapist. You're like, yeah, give me a massage. But they went through a big alteration and change in their life, and they're living like their dream. And I like that, because they'll also support that for you if you're wanting to do something different and changing too. What do they look like? All right, let's take a look here. All right. Well, we got the Queen of Wands, fire sign energy. So yes, they are cute, because fire signs generally have um, an energy around them, a beauty and handsomeness and cuteness, and it just is part of the energy that they have, and so they tend to be, like Leo the lion's big lion manes, great hair, but they have a presence and they do attract people to them by their energy and by their beauty in whatever that means, right? Yeah, and they have a self-love, not arrogance, but confidence. And so um kind eyes is really what pick up from that, because you can see the eyes are the, excuse me, hiccup, from the soul. And um you can see that kindness, you can see that in their eyes. And then you have the Knight of Swords here. They're a bit of an intellectual too, um, with this energy, because they're like a perpetual student in their learning. So I kind of feel like they'll have like glasses that they'll wear. Maybe they wear contacts too because they might, of their handsomeness. But I feel like they studied a lot and they read a lot, and so their eyes, they need corrective lenses. So interesting. And then anything else Spirit wants you to know, right? So here, okay. So there is the Eight of Wands, which is this, a lot of energy, a lot of passion. So they definitely like intimacy and being alone together. We have the Emperor too, which this energy is like leadership kind of energy that comes in here. And so I do feel like they are looked to in fiery, signy kind of energy. And with this Aries energy and all, and this is Sagittarius energy. I do feel like they're most likely a fire sign, but people look to them as a natural leader, and they kind of look up to them there too. And they got the Two of Swords. And like this Libra energy of this balancedness when it comes to their Libra moon, very balanced emotional energy too. A balance between head and heart. I normally don't read this card like it's usually a battle between, but he's really balanced his head and his heart. So doesn't seem too bad. Like, I think I might just try to stay on that trajectory. But so it looks good with that. I would assume that seems appealing. And that's what they have for you right now. So boom, boom, boom. Just putting all these cards back in here. And thank you again for all your multiple donations. Yeah, right. Kind eyes, a sweet smile. Right. He seems okay. We'll see. You never know. We'll keep checking back on that as well. So too fun. Can't wait to meet him. I know, right? All right. Hey, Chelsea. Hey, Lolly Darby. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being new here. What I'm doing now is I'm going down and completing donation readings is what I work on first. So um, if you're wanting to make sure I get to your reading today, a donation of any kind will do that. Also, becoming one of my YouTube channel members, I'll make sure to complete it. If I don't complete it in the next um, 45 minutes, I go ahead and heading off to an hour with my Praying Mantis members. And if I have anything left over for donations and my YouTube channel members, I do come back on to finish those. And if I don't get to free readings, um, I don't complete those normally, but tomorrow, Sunday, I always come back on, and after my session, if I don't complete them, and finish out all readings. So Sundays are very special. This morning I did. I was on for 5 hours because I don't have a member meeting after it, so I kept going. And I finished everyone in 5 hours, but I can't do that a lot because it exhausted me. I can feel it tonight. So I'm like, all right, reminder, balance. So that's how that kind of works. So welcome, everybody. All right. So let us, and shout out to Moonlight. Sorry I didn't say hi to you if I didn't say hi to you earlier. Hello, hello. You're still awake? Oh my gosh, me too. All right. So, Nelly, again, thank you for all your multiple donations. I see your free reading. We'll circle back for that. Let me see here. So, I think I have some donations on my email. Yes. So, while we're at in donations, I do have Michelle up next, and then Maria, and then we have June and Miss K and Moonlight. So that's where we're at on donations. So thank you, Michelle, for your donation via the CashApp. And so you have love in your heart for everyone. Aw. So would you tell me why people treat you different than you treat them? Yeah. And we'll pull cards for clarity, but um so, a big important awareness is that we can't love others more than to the extent we love ourselves, nor receive love from others more than we love ourselves, right? So, people can only, um, everyone's ability to give love is based on their self love. So, not everyone can give the same love that we can give. And some people can't receive the love we give them because if they love themselves this big, no matter how much love you want to give them, whoosh, drip, drip, drip is all they can receive. And no matter how much love they want to give you, drip, drip, drip is all that they can put out there, right? Also, how we treat other people is how we feel about ourselves, not about how I feel about the other people. So when people treat you differently, it's because everyone feels about themselves differently, and by moment too, right? I mean, there's some times I'm so in love with who I am and so grateful for who I am, and other times I'm just, if I don't feel good or whatever, it's like, bleh, and so it does express things differently, right? So, we can definitely take a look and see what else spirit wants us to know here, but that's why um, it always differs on how we're giving to other people, and why it's so different, right? Okay, so we'll figure out here. Sure, Chelsea, and anyone can ask any questions. You can put them down there if you want to get a chance at the a free to see if I get to free readings. You can put it down there, um, and we'll see how fast I get through the donations and my YouTube channel members. And if I have time over, I do get into the free readings. Um, and if not, then you can always try tomorrow too. So doesn't hurt to give it a try. All right. So let's take a look here. What else do they want you to know here? Yeah. I like this the world card coming in. It's not the normal meaning of the card, but as soon as I saw it, it's like we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we are. And so again, how I perceive the world is all about my filtering and how I see myself. So that's why everyone acts differently, right? And a- any interaction we have with a human is a mirror to where we can. What am I seeing when I look at these individuals? And that allows me to, go, okay, well, their actions are about them, but the reactions that are coming up within me are for me. So that gives me a chance to look at me, right? At myself. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, everyone has their fears, nightmare and insomnia, So different people, um, when people are acting unloving, unkind, uncompassionate, and stupid, means they're in fear. So you're like, thus you can see the state of the world. There's a lot of people in fear and a lot of people are doing stupid stuff, right? Because we revert to a 2-year-old and its pet hissing cat when we feel unsafe and out of control. And so people will act so differently. And sometimes you're just like, you know, um, someone who's so solid and so steady in things, and suddenly out of the blue they're freaking out, and you're like, are you acting? Because this isn't you. But no, there's a trigger that happened, and they're not themselves. They're their 2-year-old self. And when we can realize that too, let's see what else we have here. Yeah, 10 of Cups. Joy, joy, joy. And these are, every moment is of joy or fear. Everything is of higher vibration or lower vibration. And so when people are having low vibration, um, we've been taught a lot growing up to take it personally, but it's not. It's, going on inside of them. And so if I can learn not to take other people's actions personally, then I can stay at a higher vibration and not get sucked into the fear. Because when two people are in fear and people are in fight or flight, they're either going to run, attack each other, or attack each other and then run, right? It's like, whoa, okay. And I feel like there's some transmutive energy that, when we're vibrating at a higher vibration on purpose, or we realize it and we just choose to raise our love vibration, focusing on gratitude and joy and laughter and unconditional love and peace and creator and spirit in the spirit world, and smile and giggle and laugh, that can help transform energy that's around us too. The other card that came out with the other two is the devil card, which is the shaking and the rattling of the cage. And when we experience people in the outside world, that is for us. It allows us to see our own fears that and our triggers for the sake of bringing us freedom, right? And yeah, and this is kind of the story. You've got the Knight of Cups, which is the movement of emotion. Seven of Cups, there's so many emotions that we can choose from. And the Strength card, which is our higher self can comfort us. And when we're just the lion, when we're just the human, it is a desperate journey, feeling alone. But when we realize we're so much more than this human character, we're the actor behind the character, we can cry out to our higher self and all that when we're feeling attacked or feeling this energy, and just say, fill me up with your love and let it overflow. Fill me up and overflow out to the world. Right. And doing whatever we can to try to stay as much as we can in higher vibration makes life easier. It doesn't have to be. There's no should. You should stay in higher vibration. No, you could. It's an easier life. It's a more enjoyable life. It's a whole new adventure compared to growing up. Like, we're taught to focus on all the lower vibration stuff. And it's like, yeah, I like it. What else? Yeah. So just more letting, emotional stability with the Four of Cups, but the Five of Pentacles tells us a lot about other people's actions too. Again, when someone is acting like a 2-year-old, then, you know, we um, we know that they're in beliefs of lack and they have fear of abandonment, fear of rejection. And if we just look at it as a little 2-year-old who's crying and throwing a tantrum because they're scared, then we don't take their actions personally. When someone says, a little kid says, I hate you because you won't give them ice cream for breakfast. We don't take it personally and go, oh God, they hate me. We're like, you don't know what you're talking about. And when we realize that if it's not of higher vibration that people are giving us, then it's a fear, and then we can give them love. That's the only thing that we can control, and that is try to help it, make it easier for them to come out of fear and back into higher vibration, right? And so we just give love, give love, give love, give love. So hopefully that helps. Um, so it's not about their actions towards you, are not about you. That's about them. It's a reflection of how they feel about themselves. And when you realize that, you start to see things differently. It's an um, amazing awareness. If you ever heard of Byron Katie, I'm just going to type her name down here. Um, and she has a website. I talk about her a lot because, um, let me make sure I spelled it right. Yeah, okay. So she has a YouTube channel. And then her website is thework.com, but she has a great mirroring. It's a judge your neighbor worksheet process, which it helps us with our mirroring and understanding what we're seeing and what we can grow about ourselves. And we know, like I said, whenever we're experiencing interactions with others, it is always for us, no matter what comes out of their mouth or their silence or their actions or ghosting or non-actions. Whatever pops up in here is something for us to be free from, and that's what that devil card, Capricorn, Saturn energy, brings into. So I like that. So hopefully that's helpful. That's what they have for you right now. So thank you so much, Michelle, for your donation. And then next we have Maria. Maria. Hello. I see all the hearts. There she is. So thank you for your donation and for this evening's episode, the evening edition of the Days of Our Lives, or the Nights of Our Lives, right? Let me take a quick sip here. Okie dokie. So, hey, yay! So, what are Walter's and thoughts and feelings towards you tonight? Okay. And he said he had a, sorry, falling off my chair, a shit show day. Oh, over by him. You send him some happy pics and jokes. What were his thoughts? All right, let's take a look here. No, this is number one. Yep, you came right in time. All right. Yeah, so I see a second one up there. Hadn't seen that one yet. So yeah. All right. So what were his thoughts on the pics and the jokes? And then okay. So the little stress relief. That's what we'll call it. That'll be our code from now on. So the stress release. Okay. And then anything else. All right. So thoughts and feelings. All right. So we do have the Six of Wands, which is energy of victory, and that's how they feel. There's this luckiness that comes with this, and I feel like this evening they're just like thinking, "What a blessing! I'm so lucky to have you in my life." Right? And their thoughts, they got a lot going on in their thoughts right now. They got the King of Swords, which is this the big thinker, the overthinker, and um, the Two of Swords. Is the battle between the heart and the mind, the heart and the mind, the heart and the mind. And I I just feel like not to be too concerned with their thinking tonight because they've got a lot on their mind and they kind of just feel mentally exhausted when I'm connecting to their energy. They're just like, I just don't want to have to make any other decisions. I don't want to think. I just don't want to think. And so they're focusing in on the joy, the Leo Jupiter energy here of I'm just lucky to have you in my life and I don't want to think about anything. So I like that. That's a good feeling just to sit in that, right? Buddha, Buddha, boo. All right. And then when you sent him the pics and the jokes, what was his reaction? Yeah, I like this. Um, the 10 of Pentacles feels like a full life, abundant life. It made him feel full. And the Three of Pentacles, it's interesting. That's like, it would be the same energy of feeling like you're supported by your community. But this is that it just made him feel supported and made his life feel more whole there as well. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff, I feel like, there's just so many details, work and, home and separation and child and everything the child's going through and blah 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 blah. And he has other family too, you know. It's like, and then their interactions with them and blah 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 blah. I feel like a lot of people lean on him for a lot of things, and he allowed them to. Um, and so he taught them to lean on him, and now he's like, "Ah, oh, what did I do?" That's funny. Yeah, yeah, it allowed him just to feel, you know, because laughter and humor, it is higher vibrational, right? And then the stress relief is definitely just for you two. Um, you know, he wants to be able to be true to himself with that 7 of Wands, and the Knight of Wands, whoa, that's fast moving, sexy energy, So, we definitely, it's, it's just, because they haven't shared that stuff with anyone, and they don't feel like other people would get it and understand, but for some reason, they're just like they're seeing the connections you guys have and how much you guys think alike so much that, it's getting to that point, right? "Oh, yeah. And then what else do they want you to know here? Yeah, I like it. So, you know, the important thing is to realize, and, I like it. They always bring this back. I feel like they're just like, we're slowly reconditioning you because the habit of focusing on expectations, they're like letting go of expectations, leaving old ways of thinking behind and moving into higher ways of thinking. Capricorn is shaking and rattling and releasing these old supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's and must be's. Because when we focus on that, or we can use our energy to focus on joy and happiness and grow that instead, right? So, you know, there is this energy um, that's here. Again, it's like, what else do you want me to know? Well, focus on gratitude grows gratitude and to things to be grateful for. You know, we're going back to that. They're like, repeat after me. Yes, yes, yes. I know, I know. Okay. I'm going to focus on gratitude. What do I love? Not what I feel is missing or what's next or this or that. It's like, what am I grateful for what's happening right now? I'm going to give great gratitude for that, right? Yeah, and you can't wait for him to tell you, there's things we can do, like, saying, is there anything different that you'd like to try? I'm pretty open minded. And he was like, really? So, just saying. All right. So that's what we have for that one, Maria. So we'll circle back around for your second donation here, um, in a moment, maybe another moment. We'll see how many we have here. All right. So thank you for that one, and then June, thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. And nice to see you too. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. And your question here down below. So a reading on MS and PA. MS told us he wants to leave PA. How true is this and when will it happen? Also, is it true PA put 2 hidden cameras in the house? And will MS find them? Wow. The whole thing sounds messy. So spill the tea. I mean, let's grab our popcorn. This sounds like more than tea. We need we need some popcorn. My goodness. All right. So let's take a look here. That's a lot. So, okay, so first of all, how true is this that PA, I'm sorry, MS wants to leave PA? All right. So how true is it that MS wants to leave PA? All right. And then when will it happen? Okay, well, I feel like we need to look at this first here to find out how true is it. Okay. This energy feels pretty true. Got the Nine of Swords, which is nightmares and insomnia, a lot of fears that are expressed in their relationship. And so, because of these fears that both of them have, I feel like a lot of time there's a lot of mistrust, there's a lot of accusations, there's a lot of misperceptions, misunderstandings because they're not listening to one another. They're just listening to be able to rebuttal. And so I feel like there are fights, a lot of fights that have been happening lately. And we have the difference. The Queen of Wands, which has cups in the background. So she's got fire energy and emotional energy. And then we've got the other one, which is the King of Swords, which is all in their head, two times air energy to that. And I feel like they don't feel like they have a lot in common, right? I just feel like they're so different. It's like, how did you guys end up together? We got drunk and slept together and it was good and we continued to have great sex. And then we kind of just and it ended up in a relationship, you know? So I'm like, well, kind of, opposites attract sometimes, but I'm like, they feel like um so different. I'm like, the only thing you had in common is you both liked the sex. I don't know why. Don't know why that's coming through. So, yeah, I do feel like they're kind of feeling like, yeah, it's probably best for both of us to split up here. Yeah, right. Let's see here. So, when and cameras, will the cameras be found? That's crazy. All right. All right. So we've got the Two of Pentacles and then the Three of Swords. I feel like February things kind of balance out a little bit because the two, but then I feel like March is when it's almost like the things get quiet right before the storm, and then bam, and then March I feel is when there's the disappointment and then the separation, the feelings of heartbreak that come in there. So it feels like, I mean, here it is, February 1st, right? So I feel like things kind of calm eerily for a moment and then go ludicrous speed, you know? um, let's see here. Did PA hide two hidden cameras in the house? And will they find them? We have the Ace of Swords, which is seeking clarity. We have the Knight of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Here's the two cameras. Yeah. um, I kind of feel like, especially where I feel PA is maybe the one that is very much in their head, the overthinker that sounds like the person that would be controlling. But this energy does feel as if, you know, yeah, yeah, now, right? But yeah, I don't feel that they'll find him here. It feels here the Knight of Cups is movement of emotion, the King of Pentacles is, solid energy. I almost feel like these represent the two cameras. Like one is in the bathroom with the cups, water energy, and then the King of Pentacles is something to do with the house, with lounging around, like maybe in the living room. You love the space. I love that you got the Spaceballs quote. We've gone plaid. It's like, holy moly. But I do feel like, um, maybe they will find the cameras because maybe that's what has the stuff hit the fan. Is that they're like, why are you putting hidden cameras? Because the mistrust and the overthinking and things like that. And it's like they're trying to be able to prove things so that they're not to blame. And I just feel like they're really just reacting something a 2-year-old would do, and when that happens, it's because people are in fear, right? So, I definitely feel here there is a bit of, uh, again, the calm before the storm. Okay, yeah, so it would be wherever the lounge is. It's like their chair, so it feels like wherever their like King of Pentacles is like wherever the lounge chair is, and I figured like that's the living room because there's the where they sit most of the time. But if they like to be there and watch TV, then I would agree that it's the basement. That's the kind of energy I had is like where someone watches TV, which for me, I'm like, that's the living room, right? If you have a living room. But if they're like they like being away from and so they're keeping an eye on. And wherever there's water, whether that be the bathroom or laundry room or something, it's wherever there's water with that Knight of Cups. So, wow, yeah. So, I do feel that energy. I feel like it's very, you know, it's just like what we had in common, we don't do anymore, right? Well, I mean, like, I feel like now it's like it's getting it's like things kind of get quiet during the month of February, and then March, bam, things just, it's like before a tsunami hits, all the water moves out, and you're like, oh, the water's gone. Okay. Wow. Here it comes. And then it just, you know, hits everything. Um, yeah. And if they want to leave now, that's totally fine too. This is just like based on current energy with our current choices. Yeah. We got the 10 of Pentacles, which, you know, there is, someone that is more connected, right? Oh, let's see. Based on their current energies, I feel here. Well, let me finish my other thought here real quick. The 10 of Pentacles is like that there is someone that matches their energy, both of their energies more. And sometimes that's the best thing we can do is realize, well, we rushed into something, we didn't know each other. Um, we thought, well, this is good. We're enjoying this. Let's just do that. And it's like, yeah, it's just not there anymore. Let's see here. Will they just get up and go? Get out the door. Dun, 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 dun. That's another song. Let's see. I don't feel here. Well, I got the Ace of Wands. Wow. The world, the fool. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, I kind of feel like that's the kind of energy MS is at because you have the Ace of Wands, which is, it's funny. There's the door, leaving the house. But the Ace of Wands is like fire. Psst, all right, I'm done. And then we have the World card, the ending of one cycle, beginning of new adventure. And so with the combination of these three, it's just like, yeah, it's time. I'm going. And even the hermit card on the wow, look at this. Hermit card on the bottom with the death card. So they're like, "Yeah, I'd rather be by myself. I don't care what it takes," kind of energy that, comes in here. So I feel like they're like, "Yep, it's good. We're done." So if you get a knock on your door, no, look through the peephole first and go, "Shh, we're not home." Just kidding. You would help someone if they absolutely needed it, I know. Alright, so that's what they have for you, my dear. So, yeah, and it feels good. I mean, there are people that will line them up, right? Mm. Yeah, and it doesn't matter. That's a just one thing and thrown on the big stack of other things. It's just like, it's okay, to um I feel like there's other things that will do that there. I know I was kinda joking that, "Uh-oh, knock, knock, they're on your door." But I don't feel like they will. That hermit card is them being by themselves. So I feel like they will go, um, they have somewhere to go, um, where they'll be independently by themselves, I feel. So I don't feel like they'll need to go anywhere. They're the type of person that they would, yeah, they're a giver. We got equal giving and receiving here. That they're such a giver that they'd go to a hotel just because they would wanna be by themselves and not have to answer questions and see people. They just wanna be able to, do that. So I feel like they would go to a hotel, um, because they're more of that, "I just need my own space" kind of person. So, yay. Alright, so that's what they have for you, June. So thank you again for your donation and many blessings to you. Appreciate you. Right, and then Miss K, thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. And a love reading for February. All right, take a sip here. All right, let's see what we got going on here, Miss K. Love reading for February. What does Spirit wants you to know about the love, the love, the love? All right. So, with the Five of Wands on the bottom of the deck, I feel like February is a month of more gatherings and getting together with people with this 5 Wands. Didn't we get this with you? I think, didn't we? So, I feel like it's a lot about friend love and hanging out with each other. And I like that energy because it's very supportive. It's very, I don't know, it just feels good. I like it. Yeah, and you do have the strength card here and the hanged man. A little bit of cocooning with the hanged man going on, but it is about seeing things from a different perspective and a big focus on self-love because that higher self there is made of unconditional love and it's what that little human hungry lion is hungry for. So it feels like a big focus on self-love and we've got this Pisces energy. There's been a lot of talk in the astrology community about, the nodes of fate, the North Node moving into Pisces, which take it's like in a sign for 18 months. And it was in the sign of Libra, which was about relationships. But these next 18 months is a lot about turning us inward. And so we're doing a lot of inner ching and changing and transformation. Um, so I feel like this energy is really impacting you and having you go inward and upward. You're enjoying time with friends, maybe hanging out with this particular one of the friends, right? But getting to know each other more and growing. The love is growing inside of your own heart for yourself, which then the love that you're able to give and receive from the people in your life is also growing and coming in here. Yeah, you have the Six of Pentacles, which is this equal giving and receiving type of energy. And I feel like there's a little bit of um, the self-reflection, learning about if this resonates for you, where you feel like you've overgiven a lot in life, where you feel like you have to give so much to receive little, like I have to give 1,000 love coins before I'll accept one. If I haven't talked about it with you, and I've posted it before in here, so just if this resonates for anyone, which I did when Spirit brought this up in a reading once, and I was like, oh, I gotta go do this. But we did record a um, one of my take 10 was Zen, which is the videos that are like 10 minutes or less. But here is the video. It's free if you want to check it out. But it talks about how we can balance that and bring that down to where it's 1 to 1 instead of 1 to 1,000. Um, and that helps us because until we do that, if it's out of balance, our inner child will keep a force field up, keeping people away from us energetically until we reach 1,000 love coins that we've given, and then it will allow one, and then force fields back up, So it does help us, transform that if that resonates. All right. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, you got the King of Swords and the Devil card. Yeah. So both of this is really, it's a time here in February. I feel like there's a big push here to really look at thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. The Devil card, it's Capricorn, Saturn, which is ruled by Saturn energy. And Saturn is like the taskmaster, but luckily they're also the rewarder when you do the task. And what they bring in is this energy of um, questioning our long held beliefs of supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, expectations around relationships. Like, who are they supposed to be? How are they supposed to be in the relationship? What are they supposed to contribute to the relationship? What is the relationship supposed to bring? What is it supposed to be like? What does it, you know, do? Blah, blah, blah. And who am I supposed to be in the relationship? And blah, blah, blah. So, all this, when we clear away those expectations, it's what brings us freedom, and we can focus on what is happening, have gratitude for what is happening instead of focusing on a lot of expectations around what things are supposed to be and should be and need to be and have to be and must be. And just we're focusing on what's lacking in something. And so I feel like February is a month here of that, um, kind of energy that comes in, um, with that. So that's what I feel is coming in here, love for February. And it doesn't mean that you won't create bonds and, meet people and stuff, but I feel like the big focus Spirit is having you is freeing yourself from so much so that you can enjoy a relationship that's of higher vibration at a higher level than you've ever had, instead of course, doing what we've always done and getting what we've always gotten, right? So it's like, bleh. All right. So that's what they have right now there for you. So I know that's good. It's like the groundwork, right? Okay, I'll do that because it'll make things so much easier and better, more enjoyable. Not better, but more enjoyable and free flowing with love, and not that, you know. So I like it for you, that it wasn't oh, you're gonna meet, blah blah blah, and things are gonna move forward and blah blah blah. It's like, all right. Luckily, February is a short month. We'll get through it, and then we'll see for March. All right. So that's what they have for you, Miss K. So many blessings to you. All righty. Well, I am a few minutes away before heading off here. So let me take some screenshots. I will be coming back on to finish up my donations and my YouTube channel members. For those of you who were so patiently hanging out, waiting for free readings. I'm actually not going to be able to get to those this evening, I don't think. Um, 'Cause I imagine after my hour or so with Praying Mantis, when I come back, um, after I finish these other donations and the other readings, I may be a bit tired, but you never know. Um, and I hate to keep you like wondering, well, is he going to do it or not? I'd probably assume not, but if I do it on the stream title, I'll put all readings and not just donations and YouTube members. It'll be in part of the title. So that can help too. If you see the stream, you can look at it and go, oh, okay, it's what we thought. He pooped out. Or it might be surprised and go, oh, look, he completed everyone's, because it really depends on how many there are too. Because if there's just a handful or so, you never know. You just never know. All right. I'm just taking pictures here. So I got all the screenshots. So I shall return afterwards. And so for the donations, what we have left here, we do have Moonlight and Nelia. Thank you for your additional donation. And then Maria's other one. So I got 3 donations. And then I've got a handful of free readings for my YouTube channel members. I don't think there was a whole lot others here. I know after being on 5 hours today, I think everyone's got their questions answered a lot. So um, let me just double check here real quick. I got a couple more minutes here. Let me just, if I commit, I'll do it, right? Let's see here. So we got XO. Hey, XO. Got, um, and I don't think Chelsea, you didn't ask a question. You said you were going to ask if you wanted one. Okay. All right. Maybe they aren't a whole lot here. So that's just one. Sorry, I'm just scrolling down here. In morning, yeah, I only have like 1 or 2 of the free readings. So I will complete all readings here because that's just 2 extra in free readings or 1 to 2 cards. So I will complete all the others when I return back tonight too. So yeah, that's right, Moonlight. That's I started saying that when I was like 16 years old. My family, I said it so much I felt like they were going to smack me. Expectations equal disappointments. And started learning that early. It's like when you expect something and don't get it, it's disappointing. If you don't expect anything and get it, it's abundance, right? Yeah. Yeah. Be our own best friends and give to ourselves. Yeah. It's like be the chalice, fill up with that love and self love and nurture yourself and then allow the overflow to flow to others. Because, right, the greatest gift we can give the world is a healthy, full, overflowing us. And if we're instead of a chalice, we're a barrel where we're plugging everyone in and giving everyone else our energy and we're always depleted, we feel exhausted and then we continue to give until we're resentful, right? And no one likes that sour, bitter water at the bottom of the barrel. When we chunk the barrel and I'm trading it in on a chalice, then we fill up. We don't plug anyone in. We fill up and everyone gets the delicious overflow. That's like nectar of the gods. And though people get pissy when you first stop giving to everyone else first and give to yourself, they eventually are appreciative because that one drop of that nectar is worth thousands of barrels of that sour, bitter, you know, water at the bottom of the barrel. So I like it. All right, everybody, I'm going to head off here. I will return, though, to finish out all the readings. Probably be about an hour or so, but I will return. So till I see you guys again, remember every second of every day of your lives, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you again, much fun. Hang in there, take care of yourself, and have fun. We'll see you soon.